We got 20 people. Whoopsie.
Well, actually 19 because you're on there.
Quiet.
22.
No, I don't want to unmute.
Hi, Brett. Hi, Matt.
All right.
Rachel.
We're on
I like
Zoom
that
right
Matt.
now, guys.
I like Christmas
Check out
Matt
all
has
the
been
people
showing
on
up
the
all the
Zoom.
time with his sister. Hey, Rachel. Chuck. Jesse S.
They're up here on the wall.
Rachel's iPhone. We got two Rachels. We got Rachel on the left with her iPhone. She's wearing red. And we got Rachel Vaughn. They both have glasses. They're both listening, and they're both listening. Hi, guys. Who else we got here? Germantos, Valio, Joel,
Von Lewis.
Patrick B, Amy Cat,
Chuck Zamzow.
Jessica, Sherry Terrones, Becky, Jason, Katie,
G.
Lakewood Ranch,
Jessica.
Ashley Osborne. Hey, everybody. What's up? Good to see you.
Good to see everybody.
As everyone can see, there's only two of us in the studio, and we have a special guest tonight. Lewis, our technician, or whatever his title is, he's going to share tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna
come up.
Lewis is gonna come up.
Lewis is going to come up from the other side of the table. He's going to share his experience, strength, and hope. He's really nervous right now because he thinks he's actually going to have to do it. He's not sure.
Can you turn me up in my headphones? Shane's like drowning me out.
Sorry, I'll talk later. I'm all pumped out.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Rachel from LAM recovery resident.
This is so guys, about 10 minutes ago, our guest texted us and said he wasn't going to make it tonight.
Got a chest cold with his kid.
His kid has a chest cold,
They're at the
and
urgent
they are
care.
at the urgent care. You know what Shane's response
Bro,
was?
don't tell them.
I'm going to tell them.
No.
What do you guys, somebody write in the chat what you think Shane's response was to the guy.
Maybe it was a little cold.
When he said, Natalie, what are you doing driving around?
Oh.
You could be here.
Yeah, you could be, Natalie.
Anyways, I don't see anybody.
No one's. Anyways, what did I was.
He didn't say why so last minute. He said, isn't there two parents?
I just want to take the kid to the fucking urgent care.
Guys. Hi, guys.
Hey.
You
Man.
guys haven't started yet. Because I was in traffic and then I had to go to Target.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. So I have.
You really need a chaperone.
I do.
You do.
Wait, but I did get, and I'm on here. And I'm about to go beast mode.
All right.
Nice.
Get it, dog. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Share.
No, this is. I have a plan, though. I have a plan. Yes, it was definitely inappropriate what Shane said. My plan is what I would like to do. Oh, so when our guest didn't show up, or text and said, Shane said, "Isn't there two parents?"
Yeah.
Like, couldn't he have come and left the child with the other parent? Look at Von Lewis is like shaking his head, like,
yo, what's up?
That just goes for my theory, though, guys. Right? With Shane, it's always definitely first thought wrong.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing too is like
second and third.
Yeah, and don't say the first one. Don't let never say it out loud.
It excites me to think that one of these days the first thought's going to be the good one. You know, and I just keep giving myself that opportunity.
It's been 58 years and it's never happened.
Hi, Nicole Millette. How are you? Nice to see you there, smiling.
So anyways, I want to give two people an opportunity to share for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Their story.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Especially like the regulars, like like somebody say, you can say quickly if you want to do it. Otherwise I have I'll pick somebody.
Yeah, who wants to?
I'm watching.
We're
watching the comment section.
Who wants to go?
We'd like to get two of the guests.
I really should have done.
To give a 10-minute
what you said earlier today. I'm really mad at
of their
Hi, Francesca.
story. Did Joe B raise his hand?
I probably shouldn't mute myself.
Oh, Joel will go.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Joel and Joe B. And wait. Nicole's new to this. Should we make her do it? What's the topic? The topic for their share is actually I just want to. A little bit of their story.
Hi, Vivian.
A little bit of their experience, strength, and hope. So I am going to go with Joe B and Joel.
Beautiful. 2 J's.
Yeah.
I was kind of.
Well, guys, again, we want to welcome you guys to
Yeah.
the Tuesday night Recover Out Loud meeting. We thank you guys for coming and showing up every single Tuesday night.
And we're here to save lives.
Yes.
We're here to spread the good word, spread gospel,
Yep.
the Bible,
Yep.
love, family, and share and saving lives. And this podcast started about 3 years ago. 2.5.
2 years
Chad
ago.
lost his son-in-law to fentanyl poisoning. His daughter found the love of her life in bed and made that call. And Chad got that call.
Yeah.
And the rest of our lives have been changed because of that situation.
Yeah.
And we've been improving every day.
I mean, in the end, dude, it's a blessing in disguise. You know? Not that a loss like that is ever a good thing, but I wouldn't know a lot of you if that tragedy never happened. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today, and I'm truly grateful for the life that I've been given because of this.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, too, is that we have some cool stuff going on, and I can finally say it to everybody. And you guys will all get to be some of the test pilots, but very, very soon, we have an AI that's coming out. It's a personality AI. It's my personality. It's Natalie's personality, and then Shane's personality will be coming out. You guys will. It's an AI that helps people with mental health and addiction. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys. It's a community resource for everybody in the world, to be honest with you, because it speaks every language. It doesn't just speak English. So everybody in the world who's struggling, suffering, having a bad day can reach out. It'll even be available through text message, so you can just text message a certain number and we'll get back to you. And it's pretty dope. So with no further ado, man, I'd like to have Joel go first and share a little bit of his story for 10 minutes. Joel, you're up, and Lewis is going to unmute you.
Perfect. Hey everybody, I'm Joel. I'm a grateful alcoholic and drug addict in recovery. I got to remember to start the timer too. So there we go. Quick qualifier. I think I was offered my first drink at like 7 years old by my parents. It was kind of a fun and games. They were making daiquiris with their friends, and here, give them a sip. Little did they know that would trigger a long time of alcoholism. Fast forward to like age 13, started hanging out with some friends, and like kids do. My mom's got some liquor. That's where I fell in love with rum and Coke. Turned down weed, oddly enough. Didn't want to smoke any weed, but ended up doing it anyways a few months later. And it was off to the races at that point. When I got that first taste of alcohol, I was completely fascinated with it. I've always been kind of a introverted personality, but you get some alcohol in me and I'm off to the races. By I think 16, 17 years old, I'm doing meth with friends. Things that I thought alcohol, cigarettes, and weed were the only thing out there. And then somebody's like, "Hey, you want to try some meth?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll try anything twice." But that's what really started it was the early age alcohol. And then I stayed in that for nearly 25, 30 years, constant, everyday usage. The alcohol and the weed were the two most prevalent. A lot of times I have to correct myself and say I lost my marriage to drugs and alcohol, but I actually gave it away. I never cheated on my wife, or so I say. But actually I cheated on her every day because the bottle was what I paid more attention to. Stayed out late at night even though she didn't like it, went to strip clubs even though she didn't like it. it didn't really matter. I was going to do what I wanted to do. I think I turned about 42, 42 or 43. So I'm kind of fast forwarding real quick because I only got the 7 minutes left. But um, 42, 43, I started playing poker with some friends at the bar after a bunch of failed relationships and things like that leading up to. And I found this poker game that was next door to work. And it was all fine and dandy for a while, and then go out to break, and we'd normally smoke a little bit of pot. Somebody's like, "You want to do some cocaine?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, who doesn't want to do some cocaine?" That put me on like a 3-year binge. I continued to do that daily. Fast forward to about 45. Again, remind you, I've been in addiction for 30 plus years. I was 45 or about to turn 45. I actually went and um, jumped out of a plane. I had a skydiving voucher I had bought a few years previous, and I wanted to celebrate my 45th by going to jump out of a plane. Um, so I did that. I actually shared the photo with y'all the other day, and look at them then and look at them now. That was the um, big bearded Afro guy who was completely miserable, content with dying, suicidal. And about a week after my birthday, I'd had enough. Um, I made the phone call. They flew me out to West Palm Beach, Florida. And that's where I started my recovery journey with the intention of staying for about 30 days. I'd go home, I'd smoke weed, I wouldn't do the steps, I wouldn't go to meetings, I'd be all right. As long as I wasn't drinking, I'd be fine. Met a few people along the way that highly encouraged me to stick around because of my length of use. They encouraged me to stick around. 30 days isn't enough to really get your head wrapped around all this. And they started talking about like PHP and IOP, and you get gift cards to go to Walmart and go shopping and like trying to hype it all up. And I had no idea I still don't know what PHP or IOP means. Um, I know that it's furthering along yourself in the program. Um, but I didn't believe in God. Again, I still had this idea that I wasn't going to go to meetings, didn't need a sponsor. But I stayed. So I was there for 60 days. And then I was like, well, shit, man, maybe I should stick around a little bit longer because I haven't even got to go to the beach yet. That was what I was looking forward to. I wasn't looking forward to recovery. I was just looking forward to being able to go to the beach because, the first 60 days and detox, I didn't get to go anywhere. In the PHP program, they held us hostage for the betterment of us. But so I stuck around for IOP 5. I did IOP 3. And then I decided that I wanted to be a part of their OP program. So I moved into their sober living, and I did that for about 5 months. Had about 9 months clean. They gave me the boot. Started my first sober, actual sober living halfway house experience, um, which wasn't anything real new. It's just in a house versus in a treatment facility setting. Um, But about 3 months into that whole thing, that whole ordeal, I was kind of confronted with my beliefs on God, why I didn't believe and things like that. And somebody was like, "Man, just give it a try. Like, just go, just try, just pray." And I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot." The obsession was removed. My life started getting exponentially better. I enrolled into an HVAC course. I got a job. Right around the time I celebrated 1 year, I got my certificate or degree in HVAC. I was working. I got a management position at the job. Um, I actually enjoyed going to meetings, which was odd because I thought I was gonna, hate those thoroughly. I got to make amends with my kids. And I've got to really enjoy life. I've got to take vacations. I'm actually getting ready to go on like at least a month, starting Memorial Day weekend. I just filled out my application to get my visa to travel to Brazil. and that's the plan for the summer, is to travel to Brazil and South America, um, and just go enjoy life. You know, I've been saving money, I've been sober, but I've been kind of a recluse, and I just want to see what the world has to offer me, other than, you know, what I do. I go to work every day, I go to meetings, and I don't really celebrate recovery as much as I should. Um, Meaning, like, I don't get out, and I don't really hang out with anybody. I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of an introvert, and I'm looking forward to exploring, going out and, you know, meeting new people with the same mindset. It's a little scary because, you know, I'm gonna be traveling, and I don't know that I'll be able to hit as many meetings. You know, definitely can do some Zooms here and there, but it's a little scary. I was actually asked by my job, because they told me they'd hold my position until I came back. Little do they know, I don't know if I plan on coming back, at all, to America. um, but um, my boss asked me, she was like, "Are you think you're going to use while you're out?" And I was like, "I have no fucking clue." I was like, I mean, I'm going to pray on it that I don't. And my expectation and my plan is not to. Um, but, like, I can't sit here and promise you. She was like, I'd hate to see you ruin your life. And I was like, that's already been done, you know. That's already been done. I'm not worried about ruining my life anymore. I'm just worried about enjoying the rest of my life. But I couldn't have done it without, you know, rooms like this, sponsorship, fellowship that I have. Most of it is online fellowship. Um, but it works for me. My program's not going to look like everyone else's. And I'm sure I could go into a whole lot more, et cetera, yada, yada, yada. But my time's about up, so I'll go ahead and share the rest of the time. Thank you.
Awesome, Joel.
bro.
That, I mean, bro, I'm with you on the introverted stuff, and probably don't celebrate my recovery enough. Especially after the last time that I relapsed and I came back, I just kind of I wanted my recovery to be like special to me, and build this relationship with my higher power, and yeah, man, getting outside of South Orange County out here is like rare for me. Like, I've rarely,
Yeah, I haven't left Orange County in 15 years, bro.
yeah,
Except to get to the airport.
except for the couple little events that we've
San
done.
Diego, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good for you, man. Get out there and explore, and
Yeah.
don't be afraid, because we can do and go anywhere as long as we're spiritually fit, right? And that all starts with that personal relationship with our higher power, and you know, and taking care of our own recovery first, before anything else. Really good share, Joel. I didn't know a lot of stuff about you. I actually, because I remember you when you shared a little bit more, and I actually always thought that you were pretty outgoing. So that was nice to hear a little inside stuff about your how you are internally, and I think so many of us are introverts on here. There are extroverts, but a lot of us are introverts. Joe B, where are you at? I don't
Right
see-
there. He's wearing a jacket. Looks like he's going out.
He's going out.
I don't
He's
know.
got it. He got his job back.
Looks like he's got a
No,
Yankee.
I'm still out of work.
Oh, where
No,
are
it's not.
you? I don't see him.
It's the second smoke since we started the meeting.
No, it really is. That's the one thing I can't.
Looks like a
fucking
thick one, too.
break.
Looks like a thick smoke. Not one of those normal thin ones.
It's a Marlboro Light.
All right.
It's a regular Marlboro Light.
All right.
I think it's the camera, Shane.
Things look bigger on camera. Let's go.
All right. Hey, guys, Joe Alcoholic,
Hey, Joe.
addict, degenerate gambler. Hi, guys. I'm a liar. I'm manipulative. I'm argumentative. I'm a coward. And I was all those things before I even picked up a drink. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why I started drinking, because it made me none of those things. Or at the very least, it made me courageous in every way. Right? So I started drinking really at like 17, hardcore. I was good as a teenager. It's once I dropped out of school, started drinking, and I loved it. And I loved the world in front of me. I was working on Wall Street for a little while, but I was young. They all got shut down, so I had to find something else. And throughout all that, I always wanted to be older than I was. You know, I wanted to grow up faster than I was. I was hanging around a lot of the big boys, and I was lying through all of it. I lied to every girl. I pretended to be a big shot. I wanted to be a gangster, but I didn't want to do what it took to be a gangster. I just wanted the perks. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I constantly lived the fake it till you make it, you know? And for a long time, I did that up until I was like 26, but the alcohol fucking crippled me. Like I couldn't even get through a day no more when I was drinking. There was always a problem. There was always a fight. I was always getting arrested. I was with a ton of money. So I had to stop drinking. One night I got into a brawl and I got fucked up. And doctor gave me Vicodin. And that's it. I finally found something I could take every day that doesn't make my breath smell, that I could drive legally, and I had my name on the bottle, and I could go to work and nobody knew I was wrecked. And I did that for a while until I was like 30. And then all of a sudden, life is flying by. And the person I wanted to get the person I lied to be, the person I pretended I was going to be, I wasn't that person. I never got to become that person because everything I wanted was in a little pill bottle. Everything I cared about was in a little pill bottle, right? So all of a sudden, my friends are getting married, who's moving on in life, and I'm sitting isolated, just going to work to pay for my addiction, sitting home, playing video games, not going on dates, not talking to girls, none of that shit. Literally living like I'm 60 when I'm really 30. And I started disconnecting from people because I was embarrassed. You know, I wasn't disconnecting because everyone sucked. It was me. I didn't live up to my own expectations, and I was doing things I wasn't proud of. And I would sit on the couch every night and talk to God. And I wasn't even asking him for help. I would just say, I don't know why I do this. I did some shit. You know, I stole from a lot of people. I manipulated a lot of people. I made promises I couldn't keep. And, you know, that's, you start hating yourself. Because I couldn't stop. That's another thing. I just couldn't stop doing what I was doing. And that lasted up until I was 38. I was in a 2-month relationships, by the way. I'd never been in a relationship longer than 2 months because I could never be honest. Once I was honest, that's it. So I would lie until it was time to cut it off, or I would self-sabotage, or they would break up with me. Either way, it never lasted. It ended. The last one ended in 2019. I went on a run, started mixing everything. You name it, I was mixing it. Ended up in rehab 2019. Didn't really believe I was an alcoholic. I thought I was there for drugs. So when I got home, I tried to do the meetings. The pandemic hit. I was like, all right, you know what? Wasn't really feeling the meetings. I was judging people in the rooms, you know. I wasn't humble. And I was the type of guy who bragged about being sober, but I wasn't doing any treatment. I would use the fact I was sober to manipulate people, you know, especially girls. Like, no, I pray every day. You know, I never prayed. I would lie to them about who I was because that's who I was. I was still had the same defects, but I wasn't drinking now. So what the fuck? Still not happy. Well, because it's the only comfortable with. And I did that for a year and a half. And because I did it with money and with people and in other countries, I'm thinking I'm living my life, right? Not realizing why I'm doing this. I'm actually escaping, but wherever I go, I'm taking me with me. So there really was no escape. Every vacation, every girl, every dollar I spent did not make me happy at all. I was miserable until about 2023. I went to Florida on a vacation I couldn't afford, rented a car I couldn't afford, stayed at a place I couldn't afford. Did it anyway because I had no responsibility and my priorities were out of whack. And I really didn't want to live anyway. I was borrowing money with the plan in my head like I'm never going to pay it back because I'll be dead. I really didn't want to live. And I wound up overdosing on what I thought was a small amount of heroin. It wasn't. It was fentanyl. Woke up, hospital, left after a few hours, woke up the next day, did it all over again. Just didn't do that. Just drank and did blow and all the shit I'm used to. And it took me like 3 weeks to go to rehab after that because I still wasn't ready. But then I went. And I stayed there for 5 days. I was supposed to do 30, but I was still trying to control situations. And it was hard early on, but I went into the rooms. And I legitimately surrendered, and I humbled myself. And I raised my hand, and I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't want to die, and I don't want to live like this. People came up to me. We talked. Took a few commitments, got a sponsor right away. 90, the 100-day mark, July 1st, 2023, I blew my knee out in my backyard right here. Blew my knee out. MCL, ACL, meniscus. First thing I thought of was fuck pills. I didn't want them no more. Like I was happy. I was experiencing life. And I went to the hospital and I told them, don't give me no pain pills. Doctor was like, this is a big surgery, all that shit. And I said, I don't care. I don't want them. So I went through the whole year with the surgery, no pain meds. And when I got through that, that's when I realized I don't ever need a drug again. And once I got healthy, started going to work, everything shifted, really. I learned how to pray. I learned how to go to God. I learned how to do the right thing. At first, it was hard. I had a lot of debt, a lot of... it was easier for me to take the shortcut. Not that it was easier. I'm used to taking the shortcut, everything I do in life, right? To actually do things difficult, the long road, the hard road, it's not my routine, it's not my style, but I did that this time because that's living sober. Being sober is one thing, but living sober is another thing. So I really stuck on the first 3 steps, but the third step was the make or break step for me, turning my will and my life over to the care of God. And once I started doing that, as hard as it was at times, because it's hard, you got to make a lot of sacrifices, financially, socially, ego, pride, all that stuff's got to go away. And I started doing that little by little. Man, life got really, really good. I started worrying less about what people thought about me. I started worrying less about my old life. I started looking forward to the new life. I can't say enough how grateful I am, how much I changed too. Like, road rage, so much road rage, arguing with people, looking to start fights. And I don't do that no more. Funny story, today I'm driving and I get cut off. And, I got cut off. So when I got cut off, I went to the next lane. I pulled up to the car and I wanted to see who cut me off. And it was this like sweet old lady. And she looked at me and she's all apologetic and I'm like, it's okay. And she blew me a kiss and I caught it and I put that shit on my face. I don't know why I did that, but she stopped. I don't have difficult moments anymore. And life's been crazy. Life gets in the way and things come and I'm at peace and I could handle them. And, I'm not like a teddy bear now. It's weird, and I like being this way because I was always this way, but I was always embarrassed to be this way because I thought it showed weakness, but it's not. It actually shows incredible strength, if you ask me, because I know what I had to overcome and I don't tell a lot of people and I don't brag about my recovery anymore because I feel like that's between me and God and the people in the rooms. But if someone asks me, I'll tell them, I didn't understand what type of sober person I wanted to be, and now I know I just want to be a person. It doesn't matter about being sober. I'm just happy with who I am. Some people could drink, I can't, and I'm okay with that. Some people are happy being the way they are. I'm not happy being that old guy. I got to be this guy now, and if I don't think I'd be alive if I didn't get sober. And I definitely wouldn't be happy if I didn't work a program and work the steps and get a sponsor and, do everything suggested because my way didn't work. This way works. So if you're out there and you're counting days, do what they say. Let it all go. Outweigh the... Well, at least my way didn't work. Yours probably didn't work either. So let go, let God. Life will get really, really good. And I think I'm out of time, guys, but thanks for letting me share a little bit. I come here every week. I love hearing you guys' story. I love seeing the transformation. Chad posted a picture the other day of all you guys then and now, man. It's proof is in the pudding. Come here, you get sober, you work a program. Life is amazing. All the things we used to worry about, we don't worry about no more. And that's a testament to what 90 years of AA has provided for us. So thanks for letting me share, guys. I appreciate it. And that's all I got. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe. How about that picture that I posted, man? And that was I could only do 20. They sent me I had 50 different people send me transformations. It was insane. The two that I really liked the most is Matt and Joel. Like, bro, you guys are Matt, you were
in the hospital,
bro. That hospital picture
up.
is gnarly.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
I couldn't post it first because I thought it would get flagged.
That was nasty.
But man,
Wow, right.
We don't always know what somebody else has been through until we get to know. I mean, we definitely don't know until we get to know what somebody else has been through. And the one thing that brings all of us together and onto this meeting every single week is we all know what it feels like to hurt inside, and that is what connects us all on a spiritual level and at our heart level. And it's such a beautiful thing to me, because you can come in here with no judgment. You can say whatever you want to say and feel however you want to feel. And we all know exactly what you mean. And I really loved that post and that picture, those pictures, man. Another lady was going to help me get them all together, but sometimes I just sit there at 3:00 in the morning. I don't know if any of y'all noticed that I'm up at 3 a.m. and I'm just sitting there making posts and stuff because I get bored. But let's crack this meeting open, man. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Joe B. Incredible testimonies tonight. I love it, man. Recovery. We do recover. And congratulations. Is it Nebraska? It says Nebraska on the thing for adopting your foster daughter today. That's freaking amazing. And recovery's real, man. And that's a gift of the program. So Matt, you're up, my friend. Oh, sorry. On my computer, Matt's first. All right, Vaughn, you're first. My apologies.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man. You?
Doing good. Life is amazing. God is amazing. Well done, boys. Joel, Joe, fuck, that was amazing. Way to share the experience, strength, and hope. That was absolutely incredible. It was really cool to get to hear the two of your backstories, and I resonated a lot with what the two of you had to say. I'm definitely a recluse. I do not go out much. I don't fuck with nobody. I'm in my house 6 days a week. And that's bad because I live where I work, so I get away with that. So I'm definitely starting to not be such a recluse and get out more and start enjoying the sunshine. And that's actually been pleasant, and just starting to celebrate little milestones in my recovery. Small victories. It doesn't have to be a huge win to be celebrated. The smallest thing, hey, I made it through a tough situation and I didn't drink and I didn't stick a needle in my arm. That's a huge win for me. So that's awesome that you guys are getting to share your experience, strength, and hope. And I'm really stoked that this meeting is here because it's definitely done such wonders for me in my recovery and in my life. 25 days today and suicide free and loving life. God is good. Y'all are amazing. And I'm super stoked to be here, and that's all I got. Thanks for being here.
Keep it up. Keep it up, Vaughn. Keep doing the deal, man. And I just want to say to you, Vaughn, there are so many good in-person meetings out here in the South Orange County area. I just recommend you hit one of those whenever you can, because there's so many good ones. I went to a Crystal Meth Anonymous meeting for my very first time with Natalie 2 Saturdays ago in San Clemente. At the San Clemente Friendship Center. Super good meeting. I didn't know there was meetings just for tweakers. All right, Matt, you're up.
What up, family? Matt, grateful, recovering addict. Joel, Joe, awesome shares, brothers. Both of you had definitely a good story, and even though the stories are different, like the recovery is the same, and it's all about just learning that we have to stop, and then learning to love yourself. That's the really big part of it, is just learning to love yourself. I kind of feel that's where I mean, of course, recovery is, putting down the substance that you had the issue with, but I think recovery really starts when you learn to love yourself. That makes such a huge difference. That's when all the real happiness comes in, and none of us have a reason to not love ourselves at all. I mean, look at all the stuff that we've overcame, and even if you don't have everything that you want right here, right now, at this moment, your worst day in sobriety is way better than your best day in addiction. I can promise that. I don't care what problems you're going through, whatever. Doing it sober, with a clear mind and clear emotions, and it's so much better than doing it, with your feelings suppressed and your thoughts being twisted and your heart being twisted and your spirit being twisted. Sobriety is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, shit, look what sobriety did for my homie, man. She got her daughter back. She got her daughter back, and look what it did for my other homie, man. She adopted her daughter today. That shit's amazing. Man. Sobriety and loving yourself is true happiness. And if for some reason, like, you're down on yourself and you feel like you don't love yourself, man, stare at yourself in the mirror. Think of where you were and look at where you are now. And I promise, just keep pushing, and it's gonna keep getting better. Keep stacking days, it's gonna get better. If it takes 6 months, if it takes a year, if it takes 5 years, whatever it takes, put the same effort into your recovery that you put into getting loaded, man, and I promise it's gonna be amazing. That's all I got. This world is a better place with you in it. I love you guys.
Facts right there. How about if we did just put it that much? The effort that I put into getting loaded, like I am one of those tweaker meth addicts, up all night, looking, searching. Man, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Is that what it says? I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah, Nebraska.
Yeah, it says Nebraska, but my name is Brooke.
Hey,
They
Brooke.
just put Nebraska to distinguish me from the other Brooks
I like
in the
Nebraska.
other meetings that I go to.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I adopted my daughter today. She's always been my daughter since, I brought her home with me. But it's now official. Nobody can take her away from me. I'm trying really hard to stay in the moment and be happy, but all while I'm looking at this happiness, I got a side eye looking and waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's a terrible habit that I have, and I'm really trying hard to leave that behind. None of this would be possible if I hadn't decided to get sober. I through getting sober, has made me realize that my daughter's parents were just people who did something bad. They're not good people, they're not bad people. They are just as sick as I was at one point in time when I was drinking. The only difference between them and I is I stopped when I got tired of being sick and tired. The promises and the connections that you form in this room are very important. I had 2 people from my home group on Zoom write letters of recommendation for me to be able to become a foster parent. And I've had this whole cheering section this whole time of people that I've never even met in person before. Okay, I know what they look like, but if they don't have a picture, they could walk up to me and I would have no idea that I recently spilled all of my guts to them. But if you have any doubt that you're not in the right place, keep coming back. I was still drinking when I first came to meetings because I didn't really think that I had a problem. And the more that I listened, the more that I stuck and stayed, the more I realized that I had a problem, that I was the problem. Don't stop coming until the miracle show, you know what I mean? Just keep coming. Thanks, guys. Also, thanks for the 2 guys that share. But also, Joel just gonna casually be like, I'm leaving the country probably and moving forever. Okay, Joel. All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was funny. Congratulations again on adopting your child. It's freaking unbelievable. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I can feel you, man. Sometimes I sit around and wait for the next shoe to drop, but when I'm in that mode, it's usually because I'm not in gratitude and completely trusting God to take the reins. Jesse, man, you're up.
What's up, everyone? Man, great shares, great shares. Something that I was hearing a lot is gratitude and celebrating small wins. Yeah, thanks for that reminder because it's easy for me to forget how far I've come, and almost get like complacent and get caught up in like what I don't have, what I'm working towards, and looking too much into the future, and like even sometimes like remembering too far into the past and not really focusing on the now and what I have. And sobriety has given me everything in my life. I mean, I'm alive today because I'm sober. And I heard it a couple times, chasing your recovery like you chased your drug, right? I mean, I actually had to tell myself that just recently. I got off work early, normally just like drive home, go relax, do chores, whatever, not even think about it, and then be like, oh, I should have went to a meeting. But that thought popped into my head, like chase your recovery, like you chased your drug. And so I drove to a meeting right after work. It was a fucking snowy ass day here in Colorado in spring. And instead of going and hiding in my house, I went and found a meeting that I had never been to, met some people that I had never met, and instantly had a connection. Like that's what I love about this shit is I went to lunch with them afterwards, and we were laughing like we'd known each other for a long time, but just met. Um, that's just one of the amazing gifts that these rooms gives. I mean, it's funny that I feel like God tested me a little bit because when I got to that meeting, I backed into a fucking pole and wrecked my bumper, and I was fucking pissed. And there's a little voice in my head like, "Oh, go, just drive away. That's a sign to not be here." No, I'm so glad I stayed. I recovery has been fucking tough. It's hard. The bad days don't necessarily go away, but my worst day sober is still better than my best day getting high because I had nothing to show for it. I thought I had everything, but no, I had nothing. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Joe and Joel, for your share. That's all I got.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Rachel Bond.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Rachel, addict, alcoholic, grateful person in recovery. Thanks, Joby, Joel, for sharing. I really enjoy hearing the people that have been in this room here with us for a long time, getting to know you guys better. So I picked out of that, I can identify with the pain. I didn't think I was going to make it to 50. I was 39 when I stuck a needle in my arm the last time, and I was 44 the last drink that I took. And I had no desire to live. When I OD'd and they took my kid, I can remember praying for 9 months every time I pushed that plunger, just please God, let my heart explode. And today I'm 6 years plus a few months sober, no alcohol. I'm a paid employee at a recovery house, and I'm 3 weeks away from graduating with my bachelor's in social work with a minor in substance use and behavioral disorders. And 2 days after graduation, I start my master's program. So the residents that I get to work with, they know I'm a ball bag. I sit all the time and I look around and I'm so, like, it just blows my mind where I am. Whenever I walk in 3 weeks, it's going to be about 11 blocks from the place where I OD. I mean, what a powerful God is that? Somewhere, well, I thought I was going to die. I wanted to die. And now, not only am I going to walk, my name is on a plaque in the social work hall as the non-traditional student of the year. So I think the biggest thing that I've taken from this is the strength and the hope. Couple things I've heard. I was at a meeting earlier today, and we talked about complacency, and we talked about working toward the recovery as hard as we work for the drug. And when I keep hearing things like that, that's God reminding me. One of the things that I heard was a newcomer just didn't think they had anything to offer. And for me, when I see the newcomer and I see the pain, I can offer my strength and hope, but it also reminds me what I came from. I don't want to wallow in the shame and the guilt from the past, but I don't want to forget where I came from, because then I'm like, oh, I got this, and I'll be right back where I was, and I'll lose everything again. So just Joby, Joel, thank you guys for sharing. Chad, I feel so privileged to be a part of the post that you put in, and I'm just so grateful to God for keeping me alive. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. Zoom user.
I'm taking it as Justin.
Justin. Yeah, it just says Zoom user on your profile.
Yeah, man, I didn't. First time here, man, and I wanted to first of all thank you guys for what you guys do out in OC there, man. I'm down there quite a bit, doing God's work down there as well. I haven't ran into you guys. If you ever come up to Temecula, come see us at Road Crew Thursday nights, man. It's a stag meeting, but really solid meeting. We're involved with First Step, Rainbow Glen up in Rainbow, Detox, tied in with Charlie Street and stuff like that. So
Nice.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's not enough time to give my full story at all, not even close, but I can tell you this, that sobriety is much more than just putting down the drug. Anyone who's kind of involved in it just a little bit and got a taste of it understands that. What it really is, it's a spiritual awakening more than anything else. And takes the blinders off so you can see the world around you, not just in your own bubble anymore. And I was blessed with getting out of that a little over 5 years ago, 5 years, a month, and some change now. I was riddled with it. Towards the end of drinking, I was, a gallon of vodka a day. Lost unemployable, lost my business, divorces, all that good stuff. But the kicker was I was having seizures, and I had a massive seizure and put myself in a 28-day coma.
Damn.
I was supposed to be dead, and I woke up out of that thing, and I had necrosis of the toes. So they were all blacked out from saving my life. I flatlined 4 times on the table. Came out of that 4 days later, diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. So they had to immediately amputate my toes, put me through chemo. I mean, just craziness. Radiation for 18 weeks. They gave me 5 years to live, and I'm here kicking still, man. 6 years later. I had a spiritual white light moment myself, kind of like Bill did. Laying in a radiation table, and he spoke to me and said, "Be still, my son, for I've known you." And I woke up out of that, and I started healing from the inside out. And picked up the big book, picked up a Bible, and just got to reading anything and everything I could. Raised my hand at a meeting and got to work. And I've got like 5 sponsees now, and they're staying sober. 2 of my best friends saw me get sober. They got sober. They both have a couple years now. And that's how this thing works, man. So anybody's even thinking of going back out, dude, it never gets better. I mean, if that's part of your story, it is for some people. It doesn't have to be. And it's not safe, especially messing with that damn fentanyl crap straight from Satan.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for what you guys do. For real, though, from my heart, man. Love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. You're local, man. If you want to text the phone number on our Instagram page, it'll go to Shane.
Yeah.
And then Shane will connect you with the guy that schedules our guest speakers for this
100% gnarly story. I don't think we've ever had anyone on here that's lost their toes like that.
Yeah.
So that's a good story.
Shane might want to see him.
Yeah. That's for sure. I'm going to want a picture with them.
Yeah. I mean, if you know us, like, we're all kind of weird, but like Shane's like a special kind of weird.
Yeah.
So,
I had a buddy, he lost his toes and then the foot from diabetes. He wouldn't stop drinking. I do have a buddy. He was drinking. He drank his foot away and his leg. Yeah. Yeah, you make fun of him too. Bro, where's your leg? Yeah.
Gave up his
leg
right or left leg.
Yeah, the right one, bro.
Damn, he gave up his right leg to continue drinking.
First
that's
toes.
it. See, that's the insanity, guys, that they talk about.
And they told him
of this disease.
They told him the toes are gone. Now the foot, then the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And we just still keep on going.
Yeah. Brian. That's his name, Brian.
What's his last name?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's still alive.
I'm just messing around.
Poor guy.
I'm just messing around. But yeah, Shane is some kind of special, man. I do want to always remind everybody that he is from Canada, and not just like any part of Canada, fucking Winnipeg. You know, like not a lot of people up in Winnipeg, and it's really cold. And I think people stay inside a lot. Is that true?
Yeah.
You don't get outside very much?
No.
So growing up, you were what?
Naked.
Naked, yeah, naked.
Naked by the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you grew up naked. That's how we started out. That's what I thought you were asking.
I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
This is a kind of
snowsuits,
stuff-
bro. Snowsuits. So you go outside your snowsuit. All you see is two beady eyes. That's it. Nothing else. And smoke and air coming out from breathing.
Yeah, it's really cold.
That's
there.
a winter pig. Chuck Zamzow.
Chuck
baby. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
Chuck came and visited us.
Yeah, he did.
Who's next on the list?
Yeah,
man?
who is
Chuck
next?
came all the way from far away. We don't know exactly where he lives, but I think it's like, I'm going to say Connecticut. No, it's not Connecticut. Chicago.
Illinois.
It's by Chicago, yeah. Illinois.
Yep. I wish some other people would come out and see you guys.
Me too.
Hopefully I started a trend, but I want to really appreciate Joe and Joel sharing tonight. 16 and a half years ago, thinking back now and where I'm at now, it's amazing to where it's at now. It's been a very interesting journey and a road, quite bumpy at times, but smooth at other times. Few things I took away from the shares tonight. Soundness of mind was coming across my mind. When Joe and Charlie talk on their discussions, the soundness of mind comes back. It's in the big book, and I remember coming back in the program, and there came a time where peace of mind came back, and that soundness of mind was coming back, and being able to live life on life's terms. I may not have everything I want, but I got everything I need. And that's something that I can realize still today, that having those needs and wants separated, and grateful for that. And man, just, those emotional moments do creep up on me too, because it's like, damn, I can't believe it's here. And being able to get to know everybody here for the last couple of years on the Zoom meeting, and getting to know you guys and getting to know everybody else, it's been quite a journey, and seeing the growth come out of this whole deal too. It's just ever changing. So I mean, it's recovery, man, is it's endless. I felt like Robert Duvall today, working on the car in the garage, because I'm repainting some stuff, and he talks to the car on Days of Thunder, and I'm doing the same thing. But it sounds kind of weird, but it's a prayer and meditation moment for me. I was doing that in the garage today a lot, and I have no fear of God. I never had for a long time. I've been able to come to the terms of having a faith and trust in God, if I understand it, and I'm grateful for that. Whatever it is, man, it's keeping my ass in line. And it's also given me a lot of gifts in life, not just material things. I care less about material things. It's the people I meet. It's the environments I'm around, and the fellowship. That's what it's for me today, is the fellowship and being around everybody. I've got my issues. Everybody's got their issues. But man, when somebody can kick their foot right in my ass once in a while, I need it. And I'm grateful for that, and being able to put me in check. My sponsor does the same thing, and the guys that are around my meeting after the meeting, we all sit there and talk. And fellowship is just huge for me right now. That's where I'm at in my recovery. And that's all I got, guys.
Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it, bro. Wow.
What a meeting.
Yeah, man, it's over already. At 5, I was a little thing, it's going to be long, but now it's over.
It was quick.
Really quick. I think this was a good routine we had tonight.
Yeah, it's always, you just got to go with God when something comes up. Like, my first thought when, I have a mantra: first thought wrong. Like, my first thought is always wrong. It's terrible. But when the guy canceled, I was like, oh, come on. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, you know what? The meeting's probably going to be better than ever.
Way better.
Guys, take a look at the bunny that just showed up. That is
Came to dance.
That's my wife. She likes to do the dancing out. I also want to shout out on the thing. I saw that Katie and Julian said they're going to come out. Rachel Vaughn said she's going to come out. I think Jesse said he was going to come out. Y'all are welcome to come out. And when you come out, we'll do an episode on the podcast like we did with Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
You get to sign the wall right next to Shane.
Yeah.
And just see how what we're doing out here. I hope Joel comes out before he leaves America forever. Like, bro, you got to stop in California on the way. We're
on the way out.
On the way out.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're not really on the way out to anywhere, though.
No, we're not.
Like, unless you're going to Hawaii.
Let's go to the ocean.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're going to Europe, no. All right, guys. Well, this the meeting is over.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
And this is
music time.
Music time, and we are the only meeting in the history of all meetings in the entire universe that dances out. So if you want to, please turn your camera on. Get your hands up in the air, like mine are here. Donna, are your hands up in the air?
Shake your ears if you can do it.
Blink if your hands are up in the air. All right, let's go. Let's go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Love you guys.
Amen.